Oh, hi. I was just thinking about a glass of milk. Sure does look good. Actually, this is lesson 67, a glass of milk. Okay, with that, we better get our reader out here. Where's our reader? There we go. We'll put our glass of milk there. We'll come back to that. Okay, no problem. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, a glass of milk, number 67. Go ahead, sweetheart.
Okay. One day, a poor boy who was selling goods from door to door to pay his way through school found he had only one thin dime left, and he was hungry. He decided he would ask for a meal at the next house. However, he lost his nerve when a lovely young woman opened the door. Instead of a meal, he asked for a drink of water. She thought he looked hungry, so brought him a large glass of milk. He drank it slowly and then asked, "How much do I owe you?" "Oh, you don't owe me anything," she replied. "Mother has taught us never to accept pay for a kindness." He said, "Then I thank you from my heart." As Howard Kelly left that house, he not only felt stronger physically, but he was encouraged. He had been ready to give up and to quit. Years later, that young woman became critically ill. The local doctors were baffled. They finally sent her to a big city where they called in specialists to study her rare disease. Dr. Howard Kelly was called in for the consultation. When he heard the name of the town that she came from, a strange light filled his eyes. Immediately he rose and went down the hall of the hospital to her room. Dressed in his doctor's gown, he went in to see her. He recognized her at once. He went back to the consultation room, determined to do his best to save her life. From that day, he gave special attention to the case, and after a long struggle, the battle was won. Dr. Kelly requested the business office to pass the final bill to him for approval. He looked at it, then he wrote something on the edge of the bill. When the bill arrived, she feared to open it, for she was sure that it would take the rest of her life to pay for it all. Finally, she looked down and read the following words: "Paid in full with 1 glass of milk." Signed, Dr. Kelly.
Good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And so we're going to talk about a glass of milk. Don't forget, I still have my glass of milk. But first of all, we've got to go through the story. And I'm sure that my wife read the story. They gave you an idea of it. There may be a few words, but we're just going to go through it sentence by sentence. So here we go. One day, a poor boy who was selling goods. Now, if you just do it like that, you take the S off. Good. What does that mean? Okay. It means how. Okay. You add an S, and it means things or 货, things that you sell. So he was selling goods from door to door. 挨家挨户卖的, okay? Selling goods from door to door. What did he want to do? Pay for his way through school. He wanted to go to school, but it was expensive. And so he wanted to pay his way through school. 要筹集他的学费. In other words, he is earning money so that he can afford the 学费, the tuition, the cost of the school. Okay? And he found that he only had one thin dime left. And he was hungry. Okay, now, a thin dime. In the United States, 一毛钱 is the smallest coin. It's even smaller than 一分钱. Okay? And it's also 最薄 the thin. So when people say, all I have is one thin dime, that means only one thin dime, that means not very much money. Not very much money. Only one thin dime left. And he was what? Hungry. So if you have one thin dime, 一毛钱, how much food do you think you can buy? Well, in America, you can't buy much with one thin dime. Now, this story came from 20, 30 years ago, 40 years ago. So a dime was still worth something, but not enough for a whole meal. It still was not very much. One thin dime means not much money. Okay, going on. Okay, he decided he would ask for a meal at the next house. Now, this was common 20, 30 years ago. This was a very common thing. Not even 30 years ago. 50 years ago, people going from house to house would actually ask for food, and people would give it to them. Nowadays, not so common. Not so common. Not common at all. It just doesn't happen. So he decided to ask for a meal at the next house. So 下一个房子, he was going to ask, no, I'm awfully hungry. Would you mind if I can have a little food? However, 但是, when you see 但是, then you know something happened. Okay, he lost his nerve. Okay, nerve, in this case, to lose one's nerve means 失去勇敢. So he was no longer brave. 勇敢. Okay, he lost his nerve. Okay, when a lovely young woman, 一个很美丽的年轻的妇人 opened the door. I must say that when I was young, I spent some time knocking on doors and selling things as a salesman. And you never know what kind of person. 根本就不晓得这个开门的那个人是谁，什么样的人，有高有矮，有胖有瘦。Okay, 有男有女. Okay, so instead of a meal, he asked for a drink of water. 所以他已经害怕了，他就不敢了。So say, could you give me some food? I really am hungry. Okay, 他不请他们帮忙给他一顿饭。And he asked for a drink of water. So what is he asking for? He's asking for 喝一点水. She thought he looked hungry. 那个女的就看那个小孩，大概他是青年人。OK, 看起来好像相当饿。 Okay, so 二边 okay, maybe. Brought him a large glass of milk. So he wanted food. He was afraid to ask for food. So he just asked for water. But instead, she brought him a large glass of milk. There we go. Okay. He drank it slowly. Maybe I should drink it slowly. Is it almost time to eat? Maybe I should try it. It tasted so good. And even though he only had one thin dime, he asked, "How much do I owe you? 我欠你多少钱?" You don't owe me anything. 你根本不欠我任何一个东西. She replied. Go ahead. Mother has taught us never to accept pay for kindness. 这个祝福人的时候，不要收钱。祝福人的时候，不要收钱。所以 her mother, that is the a young lady's mother, taught us never to accept pay, 就收钱啊 for kindness. In this kindness, 仁慈 but in this kindness, 人家祝福人家。He said, "Then I thank you from the bottom of my heart." I thank you from my heart. We often say, "I thank you from the bottom of my heart." 从我的心底就谢谢你。Okay, in this case, it's just I thank you, but the same thing. 从心底我谢谢你。As Howard Kelly, 你要记住他的名字啊，他的名字叫 Howard Kelly, left that house, 就离开那个家。He not only felt stronger physically, 更加有力，这个身体上更加有力。He感到stronger physically, but he was encouraged. 得到鼓励。He had been ready to give up and quit. See, you never know when you meet a person whether they are ready to give up. 有些人就会放弃，会根本的不想继续做。So he had been ready, almost already decided to quit. Years later, that young woman became critically ill. So many years later, that young woman, which is obviously now not a young woman, okay, became critically ill. When you are critically ill, that means that 病得很严重，病得很重。Okay, critically ill, and the local doctors were baffled. If the local doctors are baffled, that means they don't know what to do. Baffled. They don't know what to do. Okay, they were baffled. Going on, they finally sent her to the big city. Okay, so it must have been a small city. So they sent her to a big city where they called for specialists. Do you know what a specialist is? 专科医生. Specialists to study her rare disease. Apparently, 好像她的病 是一个非常非常不一样的 rare， 很不容易，很难看到的，很少看到的 a rare disease going on. Dr. Howard Kelly. Have you heard that name before? Oh, see, now a few years have gone by, and now Howard Kelly is not a poor boy knocking on doors. Dr. Howard Kelly is a doctor. He's a doctor. Howard Kelly is a doctor and a specialist. He was called in for the consultation, 诊断, okay? Consultation. Actually, 诊断has a double meaning. It means that you bring in more than one doctor. Consultation. To consult means to talk back and forth, right? So the consultation, and he was brought in because he was a specialist. Okay. When he heard the name of the town, 听到他城市的名字，小城市 that she came from, 她来自什么城市 A strange light filled his eyes. Okay, we say 他的眼睛亮了. Okay, a strange light. Sometimes we say in English, his eyes lighted up. Have you heard that? His eyes lighted up. Okay, 他的眼睛就亮了. Okay, so a strange light. So he's thinking, yeah, I know that city. Yeah, because that was his home, of course. Going on. Immediately he arose and went down the hall of the hospital to her room. Okay. Immediately, 他赶快起来 to rise up, to stand up. He rose up and went down the hall. You know what the hall is? 走廊, okay, of the hospital, 这个医院的走廊, to her room. So he went down to the room. Okay, so he's a doctor, dressed in his doctor's gown. What is a doctor's gown? That's the special clothes that doctors wear. What color do doctors wear? Do they wear black? No. Do they wear pink? No. Doctors usually wear what color? White. That's right. Okay, white. And so dressed in his doctor's gown, 他的衣服, he went in to see her. 就进去，就看她. Go ahead. He recognized her at once. Okay. So he recognized, immediately he knew who she was. Now, of course, many years have gone by. Okay. Many years have gone by, and they're much older. Okay. He recognized her at once. He went back to the consultation room, 这诊断室, okay, 诊断室, and determined. What happens when you determine? You make a decision to do something. Sometimes we use determined like this. He was a determined person. That means he is very strong personality and he decides. In this case, determined simply means decided. He decided to do his best. 尽力救她的命. Okay, to save her life. Go ahead. From that day, he gave special attention to the case. I wonder if she knew. I bet you she did not know who her doctor was. My guess is she did not know. From that day, he gave special attention to the case. The case means 这件事情, okay, the case. And after a long struggle is 一般是挣扎, it just means after a long, difficult time of trying to help her, the battle was won. Simply means 成功了. She was healed, okay? But a battle usually means something from 战争, a battle. But in this case, if we say, the battle was won, it just simply means 成功了, okay? Dr. Kelly requested the business office. What is a business office? The business office is where they do all the business, okay? Some people say 司库房, 管钱的, whatever, okay? 事务处, okay? Dr. Kelly requested the business office to pass the final bill. 最后一个账单, 他就要求这个账单会经过他的手. Usually, not always, but often, that does not, the hospital just directly gives the bill. Okay? Give him the bill for his approval. That means 的同意. Okay? He looked at it, 他就看, 肯定是蛮贵的啊. And then he wrote something on the edge of the bill. 在这个账单的边缘, 他就写了几个字. Going on. When the bill arrived, the lady, 当这个账单来了, the lady feared. Why? 很怕. What? To open it. 打开. Why would you be afraid to open a letter? Because for she was sure it would take the rest of her life to pay for all of it. Okay? 因为她知道会用她的一生才能够偿还一切的钱，偿还一切的钱. So she was afraid to look at it. Okay, going on. Finally, she looked down and read the following words. 终于她就打开然后就看这个账单. Finally, she looked down and 她读了这些下面的字. Go ahead. Paid in full with 1 glass of milk. Paid in full with 1 glass of milk. Okay? 是用一杯牛奶偿还了一切. Paid in full, 偿还了一切, okay? With 1 glass of milk. And then, of course, at the very bottom it said, signed, okay, 那么是签名, signed Dr. Howard Kelly. Okay, imagine at this point, the lady said, oh, this was the young man that came to my house, and I gave him a glass of milk. Okay, that's the story, and we'll ask Mrs. Ash to come here and give her comment about a glass of milk. So, are you ready to give the old principal's wife's philosophy? Okay, tell our audience.
Well, I think everyone appreciates kindness. And in this case, it made a lot of difference to this young fellow. Somehow he was discouraged. And yet this one single act of kindness of giving him the glass of milk meant the difference between him going on with his project of trying to go to school and earn money.
Right. I imagine, just from the story as it was written, I imagine that here was a person who already had his idea. I want to be a doctor.
Oh, yes.
And so he was 挨家挨户, door to door knocking. I have done that. It's not easy. And still, when he came to this home, it was one glass of milk that encouraged him.
Yes.
And that little encouragement made the difference for the rest of his life. 他人生都有不同的结果. He then went on to become a doctor and, of course, to be a blessing to many, many, many people.
That's right.
So, if today you have an opportunity to give a glass of cold milk to somebody, take the opportunity, 趁着机会, and give a glass of cold milk. You don't know who you will bless. Oh, we don't have much time, do we? Here we go. Our email address, theoldprincipal@gmail.com. theoldprincipal@gmail.com. And 我们的网站是 www.theoldprincipal.org. We've enjoyed spending the time with you, and we look forward to seeing you next time.